Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing: single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebartogo.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss Green River targeting the bartender market. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guest, Kathy Cool, Von Nieters and Wes Harden.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hello.
Hey, so yeah, we're going to be talking about Green River. They're doing some good things out there for sure. What an unbelievable turn of events, right, Wes? I mean, think about where Green River was at 5 years ago under their old name and not the greatest reputation out there. They're doing rapidly aging stuff. And I don't.
They probably love it every time you bring that up.
I know. Well, yeah. I don't think you get.
Steve.
It's part of this part of their history. They made the choices to do that. So
right. Yeah, but it would be like Elson Cleveland's like, we're going to go legit. Well, would you ever buy Cleveland whiskey? I'm not sure. But Green River, to their credit, they just kept laying down stuff. So that becomes part of the story. They have a lot of product, and then, they're, into keeping it affordable. And that's going to be part of the story today, too. We'll talk about that after the break. For right now, though, Kathy said there's something she wanted to talk about. What is that, Kathy?
Yes. So I made a word. It's bahougie.
Uh-huh.
So in St. Louis, a Hoosier is not an Indiana Hoosier.
No,
not
desirable.
Kind of a trashy person.
Right.
And we all know what bougie means, right?
Sure.
So bahougie, like I would like to be a little bit more bougie, but I can't seem to escape my Hoosier ways.
Right.
If you go through my house right now, there's probably dog hair on the floor and shoes on the floor and like spots on the wall that I need to touch up, and just it's not like
car with no wheels in her front yard. I was by there.
The couch is on the front porch still.
The junk pile.
The junk pile. Yes.
So do you guys have any bahougie ways or?
Well, I think we need to exempt McNew from this discussion because Hoosier's different where she's from. People are very proud Hoosiers. Yeah.
Hoosiers here. So we have the Indiana Hoosiers, the basketball team, but we call ourselves Hoosiers. Nobody says I'm an Indiana, and that's not a thing we call ourselves. We would say we're Hoosiers. Even if you're a Purdue fan and you're a Boilermaker, you're still a Hoosier. But
we bought a company from Indiana and moved, I don't know how many people here back when I was at the corporate job. And there's several incidents where they'd be out, at McDonald's or whatever, and someone would call you fucking Hoosier. And they're like, what's wrong with that? I'm a Hoosier.
They probably had a t-shirt that said it because we're proud of it.
Yeah, it's not in St. Louis, that's not a good thing. That's a derogatory term.
I have learned from you guys, we would just call those people rednecks. Not so much rednecks because we like some rednecks, but more white trash. We would just straight up call you white trash. And And we all have a little bit of white trash in us, and that's fine. But these are the people that are it all the time. They don't have like a corporate face. They don't get themselves together. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from what you guys call Hoosiers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you're sitting on the sidewalk drunk
That is definitely
in Arnold, that's a Hoosier thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
No
But
shoes
the fact
on.
that your toaster can't be out on the counter, that's a bougie thing to do.
That is a bougie thing. Yeah. So yeah, that's a bougie thing. I don't like things on my counters. I want our house like we don't live here.
Then
Which
what are
is
they
hard.
for?
Because I have a husband and dogs, so we very much live here. But I want it to look like we don't, and it is a daily battle that I lose.
No.
It's like she wants her house to look like it's being shown at any minute.
Right.
To I like in my head, like a magazine is going to walk in and take pictures at any moment. That is how I want my house to look.
I had an old boss who did that. He was very OCD, and then his wife just fell into that too, I guess. But you go in, and they would have like, they was like, well, you don't want to use this room. Well, you see like a book laid out. It had like a bookmark in it, and eyeglass, the reader glasses laid out the perfect angle on the book and stuff. It's like stage shit in your own house. Fuck that. I walk around in there. I walk around in my underwear in my house all the time. It's nothing staged. No.
Walk around my underwear, but you don't get to use that blanket. That's a decorative blanket. Get the other blanket. You don't get to
That's
touch
the blanket I want then. I want the decorative.
No!
That's what I'm gonna call it.
Decorative blanket.
Yeah, I want the decorative blanket. Yeah, looks comfortable to me.
I have friends that have like a Roomba that automatically vacuums. Like their house always looks so tidy, and they have a husky, and huskies are throwing hair everywhere, and another dog, and it's just like, how? It looks nice. I would like for my house to look nice.
I've given up on the dog hair fight. That's just part of my life now. I can't do it. But you know what? The rest of the house is clean. Things are in order. Things are staged. They look nice. There's no shit on the counters. But there's dog hair, and that's just a thing I have to live with right now.
So Steve is proud of his bourgeoisie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't need the bougie part. I just need the Hoosier part. Yeah. Just being comfortable in yourself. That's definitely part of being a Hoosier, I would guess. So, yeah. I would say.
Not caring that.
Yeah, not caring.
Well, you know what? If you were a true Hoosier, you wouldn't care that your wife left the garage door open when you were standing there in your underwear.
You would
That's true. That's true.
open the garage door yourself and stand there with a beer or something.
Yeah, you would have walked out there proud.
Like,
You would have been sitting in the garage with your lawn chair that has like the aluminum frame with the
Yeah.
basket.
You know who I am.
You would want people to see you.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of do, but I also recognize when's a good time you've got someone where you can complain about things and whine. So yes, that's always part of it too. It's like, oh, I'm going to complain about this. Yeah. So
Yeah.
because sure enough, that garage door is coming up, and I'm standing there in my underwear, and even though you could say that's 100% my fault, I have the ability to blame it on someone else, and by God, I'm going to take an opportunity to do that. Yeah, that's on her. Yeah, she knew I stripped down. I'm in the process of stripping down to my underwear as soon as I get inside that door. Yeah, open that garage. It's just everyone's going to see then. There you go. There you go. So, Wes, bouge.
I'm still trying to figure out what bougie means.
Bougie.
It's
So
your
that's like
class, but you're trashy at the same time.
Yeah.
Trashy and classy.
A little bit
Classy
bougie,
and
a little bit Hoosier.
Yeah.
Like a Shania Twain song.
I don't think so. I think it's normal to like live in your house on a day-to-day basis, and then if you have like an event or guests coming over or something like that, you clean up where you need to clean up to make it presentable, and the rest of the time you just live in your house. I think that's fairly normal, actually.
Probably is normal.
Yeah, it seems like he'd be a pretty tidy person.
Wes does seem
I'm actually a bit of a slob, actually.
Really?
Oh, that's
Well, no. Let me take that back. Certain things I am, certain things I'm not. So, like, I don't give a shit about making up the bed in the morning. Like, the last thing on my mind.
Right.
There's certain, but there's people that like won't leave their house without making there's people that won't leave their house without making the bed up. They'll actually make the bed up in a fucking hotel where they pay people to do it for you, which is mind-numbing to me, but there are.
But then they have to then take it off there too, by the way.
Exactly.
Right?
So yeah, exactly. So
for work, really.
now, again, this classifies as if guests and people are coming over. make the bed, no big deal. But if I'm getting up in the morning, I'm going to work, I'm going to come home, do whatever, and at some point I'm getting back in bed, I don't need it made up. I'm just going to get back in bed and be done.
To me, it's more comfortable crawling in bed that hasn't been made.
Things like my pet peeves as far as like the house kind of things are like dirty clothes piling up, dishes. Like I don't want them in the sink. Like use a dish, rinse it off, put it in the dish.
Really?
Right?
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You and McNew could live together.
Yeah,
like fantasy couple right there. Yeah.
To me,
just take the sink out. We don't even use it.
No, I know you need the sink, but to me, if I walk into a house, like I understand things like there's dog hair around, a blanket's not perfectly folded, whatever. But if I see a sink and there's dishes in it, it's the most disgusting looking thing in the world to me.
Okay.
It smells
it's terrible. So that is a no.
What about a toilet lit up? Does that bother you?
No, I don't give a shit about that.
Oh, that bothers me. Every time I see it,
I put it down, but if I walk into a restroom, I'm thinking, well, some asshole guy's been in here, but I don't
know. Like if I walk into a house and their toilet seat's up, I'm judging a little bit. I'm like,
me too.
Me too.
Me too.
I can't stand a toilet lit up.
It doesn't bother me, but I put it down as a courtesy. Plus, there's things you want to fight about. That's not one worth fighting. So just put this toilet seat down and get on.
It's just a mental note you take.
Yeah.
It's a mental note to take.
When I look
I'm not going to take a swing at most people for doing that, but
no.
Laundry and
listings and there's a photo of the bathroom with the toilet up, I'm like absolutely uninterested in that house. Like it is a non-sell. Like of all the details,
that's right.
Put that shit down. No,
I am pretty peculiar about keeping the yard mowed and weedy and stuff. Like I think that. The yard and a full sink, those are the two most trashy. If I drive through the neighborhood and I see somebody's yard growing up, I immediately devalue the house by $100,000.
Right. So does the tax person, which means you win. Yeah. That's why my house is always a fucking wreck. I never mow. My neighbors hate me, and I don't care because they're like, this hurts the value of all our houses. You know how much I care about how much your house is worth? Zero. You know how much I care about how much my house is worth? Also zero, by the way, because I'm not selling. So what I want it to be is as low as possible because I'm going to keep it until I die. And the lower it's worth in your eyes or in the eyes of the tax person, the less I got to pay in tax on it. That's all I give a fuck about. How much is it going to cost me each year? That's all I care about. 100%. I don't care about what you think the house is worth or anything. I could care less.
See, I'm with you, Wes.
I
I
like
like my yard when my yard is nice and freshly cut and edged and all the stuff looks good, then I'm happy. It makes me feel calm inside. I can sit on the patio and enjoy it.
It makes me feel like I did something worth doing.
You know how I get that feeling is when I go, because all tax records are part of, they're public access. You know when I get that calm feeling is when I go on the thing and I see what my neighbor's paying in tax and what I'm paying in tax. We got the same fucking house and my neighbor across the street. That's when I feel pretty good. That's when I know what you're talking about with that calm feeling.
I can tolerate my neighbors and they don't annoy me too bad. So I'm trying to make sure that they can never sell their house because I don't want some dipshit moving next door with some piece of shit kids that.
You don't want me moving next door there. Yeah.
Well, as long as you don't have
you're not moving, so we're good.
Yeah. I think I crossed into like the HOA Karen thing the other week because our neighborhood's very close, right? And like Chris will, like the lady next to us, like Chris will mow her yard for her when he does ours because it's tiny and it's like no big deal. But the people next to us, we're friends with them. And like he works a very opposite schedule than Chris does. And I'm like, you really need to like link up with him so they're mowed on the same day or like the day after because it looks dumb when ours is tall and his isn't, or his is tall and ours isn't, and it looks really bad. So I need you guys to start doing it on the same day. And he's like, you insane. And I was like, no, I just think it would just look better. He was like, get the fuck out. And I'm like,
weren't you featured on that neighborhood app a lot? People would take pictures of your house and say, look at this wreck.
No, never.
I think I remember those stories. I gotta pull those shows out.
No, I got a letter about my blinds because I have dogs and cats that ruin my blinds, and I'm not buying new ones because they're expensive. So I just cut them off and tied them up, and now my blinds always look like they're half up, but they're just cut. I'm like, I'm not fucking buying new blinds. But
somebody send you a note about your blinds?
Yeah, the HOA did because they were like crooked, and it really did look bad. I just didn't give a shit because one of the cats climbed them, so they were like crooked, and they're like, "Oh, your blinds like whatever they're supposed to be." So I just cut them off.
If that happened to me, I would be like, I assume that I'm dead and I'm in hell because I'm living in Indiana and I'm getting letters from an HOA. This is clearly hell at this point.
It really is. None of us want to be here. We're
I
just
must
here.
be dead. It's proved to me I'm alive at this point. Yes. Sounds horrible. All right. Von Nieters, where do you stand on all this? I'm an island here. I'm by myself, but that's fine.
I don't know. I think I'm in the middle of all you guys. I don't care what my lawn looks like. Do I like the way it looks when it's mowed? Sure, but I don't care. It could be long. I don't care if the sink is full, but I'm going to clean it if I have company over.
Yeah. Yeah, Wes isn't going to see anything.
Yeah, no, Wes is going to come in. He won't even know if I wouldn't have said anything.
That's on him. Yeah, you do the pop in, fuck you. That's on you. But you come over to the house, it's going to be the dishes are going to be gone. Yeah.
You get the pop in, you see exactly how we're living. You KK pop-ins, that's what we're dealing with.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'll clean up for company.
Sure.
I don't mind doing that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So there you go. He scrubs all the turtles. Everyth's ready to go.
Yeah, that's right. Clean all their shells.
Shine shells for all the turtles.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Get the buffer out.
Yeah, there you go. On that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? We're going to start with McNew.
I'm going to go some Green River.
Okay, not much there. Pretty quiet, but we'll see what KK has.
Okay, I'm going to open up Limousine Rye.
Limousine. Okay, solid. That sounds like it could very well be a winner. We'll see. We'll let Von Nieters go.
I have an 8-year-old American whiskey finished in a brandy cask from Old Louisville.
Okay. Oh.
It was good.
Wes, what do you think? That's close. Wes, what do you think? It's Kathy, or do you think it's Von Nieters?
I think the German judge is going to go Von Nieters.
Von Nieters has the lead.
My name
Wes, you're
is
next.
cool. It's the German word for cool.
Right.
Your countrymen aren't a big fan of it, I think.
No. There you go. All right. What do you think, Wes? You're up next.
Oh, I'm going to go with the Green River Wheated bourbon.
Oh, okay.
Nope. Nothing there.
Oh, you did it.
Yeah, I did.
I didn't even know.
It was silent. It was silent but deadly.
All right. Red Line Tokai finish. The Wine of Kings, as it's called. So let's see here. Oh. McNew, who won? We're going to go to McNew.
Oh, I think it was a KK win, Steve.
KK wins. Hey, we have to as wrong as that is.
Didn't Wes just say I won the last one?
Oh, I was predicting that.
How does that happen?
I'm sorry, Von Nieters. I set it in the record. There's nothing we can do. You're right. You have a legitimate beef.
That is a lesson in how much the announcer pays attention for the rest of the show after she announces.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll take the win.
Unbelievable.
She's like reading ghost stories.
Once the judge has rendered their verdict, no matter how much you dislike it,
you come back to life.
That's
out of nothing.
So yeah, cheers. Here's the Kathy.
Like a true Olympic event. Snatched from the grasp of victory at the last second.
Right.
Wow.
All right. There you go. Big win by Kathy. We'll take a quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Green River, going after bartenders. That's a great strategy. We'll see what they got in store here. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
There's a motorcycle going by outside.
That was not a motorcycle. I know motorcycles.
I promise you. I swear to God.
I did too. I saw her lift. It was she tried to do the one cheek sneak and she got caught off that reverberation off that chair.
Yes.
That would have lifted me off the entire chair. Are we recording yet, Steve?
Yes.
We are.
Are we?
Yeah.
Why doesn't it say recording on my screen?
It says recording on mine. They changed it around. It's upper right-hand side. It says recording.
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily. Here's your bumper, Steve.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about Green River cornering the bartender market.
Yes, they are. So they have made a real play here for bartenders. That's a marketing strategy where you go out and you talk to bartenders. Why do you do that? Because they're talking to people who are drinking, and if they believe in what you're doing and they're gonna play it up. Not only can you get in as potentially call brand at the house brand, or they just play it up. They're like, you got to try this one, and next thing you know, they're kind of working for you. So, Kathy, what do we know about this new product they got that they are putting at the forefront of this thing where they're going after bartenders?
So they are going back to their distillers' over century old roots. The Green River 1885 bourbon. It has a mash bill, Steve. Would you like to hear about it?
Sure. What do we got here?
It's 76% corn, 15 rye, 9 malted barley. Okay. And it's been aged a minimum of 4 years. So that's a pretty high corn content.
It is. Again, in lieu of not being able to taste it, mash bill can give you some idea. Again, if you put it in front of me, I don't care what the mash bill is because I'm just going to taste it. But right now, I can't taste it. So, yeah.
They're going after the bartenders, so they're coming in at 85 proof.
Yep.
And then it's going to be in 1 liter bottles and sell for $21.99.
$21.99 retail price on that. That is cheap for a liter.
That's insane.
Yeah. So it's all going to come down to taste. Again, I don't think it's going to be anything that we're going to gravitate towards, or have that's like my at-home drink or anything like that. They're going after the cocktail market, which a lot of that, of course, is 80 proof. So 85 is obviously low for probably anybody that's listening to this. But when you're going after the Beams of the world and things like that, 85 is going to be pretty good. I mean, so yeah. Yeah, this is interesting. The liter, of course, is used by bars and stuff like that. They have to buy liters first if it's available, is the rule. So
really,
yeah.
Is that Small Hands approved?
That's not Small Hands approved. No. So Darren,
Bar Hand approved.
Yeah, he couldn't work at a bar. No, the too many liter bottles. That's just he can't.
I'm just thinking of the petite female bartenders out there as well.
Oh, liter
that have hands about the same size as
but it depends on what the bottle is shaped like as well. So if it's a liter bottle that's shorter and squat, but with a taller, skinny neck, you can grab by the neck and pull.
Grab by the neck.
Yeah.
Depends about the girth.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Or a lot of those handle and liter bottles, instead of having a physical handle, at the bottom of the bottle, they shape it in basically literally like a hand grasp, where everywhere else in the bottle is bigger, but they enclose it on the sides where it's meant for an average or anybody to grab it and be able to kind of use it as a handle. So it's all going to be based on bottle design. If it's a liter bottle and it's square and it's got a short neck, you're going to have a problem. Like, to your point, you're going to have an issue. But I like the play. I think it's going to actually. It's probably going to do well in the bartending world. I think it's going to do well retail, and here's why. I don't know about when it's hot like it is, and it's 90% humidity, 80% humidity, 90 degrees. It's fucking terrible outside. Not many people are outside at the lake, the pool, a barbecue or whatever, drinking straight bourbon, 110 proof or whatever.
Right.
Like, you do that at night when you're inside or it's cooled off or whatever. Me, I'm mixing it with some mixer in a Yeti with ice, and I'd rather drink that than I would beer, which is overfilling and bloating. And I don't want to drink seltzers and stuff like that. So to me, I usually grab it. If I'm going to mix it, I'm not going to spend a lot of money on it. So I usually gravitate towards, for the same price, anywhere, around 19 or $20, I'll get a bottle of Evan Williams bottled and bond. I'll get a bottle of Four Roses tan label, but that's only 80 proof. So if I can get a liter of 4-year Green River for $20 to use as a mixer, either at parties or, more importantly, when I'm going to mix it with a diet with some ice, I'm going to gravitate towards that. I'd rather have 85 proof than I would 80. And the original, the Green River, when it was released like 2-3 years ago, once they abandoned all the terraform and they brought out their first, distillate straight bourbon, it was literally a 4-year bourbon, and it was phenomenal. Like, it was better than a lot of 4-year. So the only being 4-year, that doesn't scare me at all. A lot of the bottom shelf items are not even 4 years; they're 3 years. Mix of 3 and 4, maybe with like 2 mixed in. So I think it's a very big play, but I think it's gonna be just as popular. If people can get their head wrapped around their biggest issue they have, it's a beautiful distillery. It's just not in the Louisville, Lexington, Bardstown area. So you got to get people to kind of understand what it is. If you ever get anybody to visit the place, it's like Castle and Key. You're going to fall in love with it. Like, it's just it's a great complex. It's got old history. It's right on the river. But if they can get the word out, as soon as people drink it, I think it's going to be a big hit, actually.
I do agree with you that if you go and you visit a place, you kind of take ownership of that brand. And this is tough for them. That's a tough call, because it's not like, okay, I'm going to go hit the Bourbon Trail and I'll throw in this one as well, because you're hours away. So you're going to, this is something you're deciding to do, just doing that. So, that's
best case scenario is you fly into Lexington instead of Louisville with the intent of going. You spend in 3 or 4 days, and you want to hit some Lexington places, and you want to hit some Bardstown places, and someone tips you off, hey, get on the Parkway, drive 2 hours, and go to Green River one morning. That's unless you know you're going there, unless you've got extra time, and somebody says, hey, go to Green River, it's a little bit of a drive and go. That's their biggest, because there's nothing else bourbon distillery related close to them besides MB Roland, which is even further away. From Bardstown, Louisville, Lexington area. So that's the biggest challenge. But if they can, I don't know what kind of advertising they plan on doing, but if I was them and they've got the money to do it, and I think they've got the backing, I'd start throwing some plugs during sporting events or whatever, and do the bar scene once they get it out in the market, and show mixologists and bartenders slinging that Green River bottle and, a commercial at college football, college basketball, NFL, whatever.
Even have them like partner with sports teams or bars and be like, these are our signature cocktails, and it's always made with Green River, right?
Yeah.
Like, what that is, this are like
right. If they're smart, right? You team with you team up with something that's predominantly Green River. So the Celtics, any sports team that's green, right? Now that most colleges have alcohol sales, most of the conferences have opened that up. You team up with Tulane, you team up with Michigan State, you team up with whoever, right? The Jets, the Eagles, somebody.
Right.
And you just use what's it. Your name is Green River. I got it. Go for it, man. Make the label green for God's sake, and just go all out and try to find somebody to tag team with.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to grasp a lot of new bourbon fans anyway with this low proof. I feel like this is a great entry, it could be a great entry bourbon for somebody, and it might, get somebody that's just coming into the bourbon world, and there you go. They're going to get a Green River fan right away if they like this product, and maybe they will want to go visit the distillery and, maybe like the rest of their products too.
Yeah. Yeah, they've certainly got some potential here, so it's cool. Now, as that company ages and they continue to get older, they need to work on like a premium product, because it's they got a lot of the Midland stuff with they got those $30-$35 bottles. Now they're getting a really a low priced one. Now they need to come up with something that touches on something that's special, single barrel type of thing that or something that is super premium, and then they'll get there, I think. So they've certainly laid down enough whiskey. They just need time, and but it's exciting to watch what they're going to do. I'm really impressed with how they've been able to get to where they're at right now. So
I thought I saw the other day where they've got like a 7-year or something coming out, so they're starting to get some aged distillate by now. That in a few years they could. I
think next year we need to go there. We got 100 people going to Jack Daniel's this month. We need to get a big group and go out to Green River, see what they have going on. That would expose it to a lot of people. So we'll talk with them. I got a pretty good relationship with those folks too. So we'll talk with them and see if we can get something on the calendar where we go out and explore.
See if you can get on the single barrel program with them.
Yeah. It's a possibility. So
they definitely are offering single barrels. I think single barrel wheated and bourbon and maybe rye, but I know for sure bourbon, and I've seen them around Louisville, so they do have a program.
There you go.
For sure.
There you go. All right, well, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Von Nieters, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at Von Nieters.
Kathy.
You can find me on Instagram at KK Cast Strength.
Wes.
Instagram, bourbon_Wes.
McNew.
On Instagram at McNew ABV.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. We put all of our previous shows. Maybe you want to hear, an interview with Jacob Call back when he was there talking about Green River, stuff like that. Great interview. We keep everything online over at abvnetwork.com. Come by and see me, the ABV Barrel Shop, the place where you can try before you buy. We've always got cool things going on, new barrel picks coming in, and cool people hanging out at the shop. So check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theABVNetwork.
Great job today, gang. Finance will have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Vamonos.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.